Hustle, Hair, and the Heart. Conversations with Hellen Okecho Angume, a great entrepreneur, and an entrepreneur who is different. In this case, we call her the hairpreneur. I know most of you would not know about this phrase of hairpreneur. A hairpreneur is somebody who chose to specialize in taking care of the heads of women. We're here to listen to Hellen Angume to tell us her journey, her story, not only as a hairpreneur, but as a strong entrepreneur that has inspired, motivated so many women out there. If you're out there as a woman, listen to this, watch it, and pick something out of our podcast. You're most welcome, Hellen. It's my pleasure having you here.
Thank you, Baba.
And I am so amazed, especially when I got to this place of TMOP. TMOP is the
makeover place.
The makeover the place. The makeover of the place.
The makeover place.
The makeover place. Wonderful. She understands, she loves her brand. And when talking about branding, today you're going to see a lady who has done the greatest in this line. If you're out there thinking of also taking the direction that she's taking, she's going to let us know. We are here to listen to your story. And Hellen, as a young woman, at the tender age of that number, I know women don't speak their age, but at your tender age, I know you have walked a journey. And today I want the woman out there or the man out there to know that people have passion and people start businesses out of passion. And I happen to learn that you started TMOP out of your passion.
Yes.
How did this story begin?
Thank you, Bravo. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm more than happy to share my story to hopefully inspire some people. So as you've been told, my name is Hellen, Hairpreneur. Yes. So I don't know how far back to go, but maybe I'll start with education. I studied engineering, telecommunications engineering, and worked in the engineering world for about 5 years. And then when I started having my children, I decided to stay home and take care of my children. So I was a stay-home mom for another 6 years. So finished campus, 5 years in employment, very, very crazy, hectic, corporate setting type of employment. And then 6 years just resting at home. But during that time, I had time. So I had my daughter, she had hair, and so would play with her hair throughout all these styles. And to my surprise, people began to say, that's amazing, that's really good, that's really good. And then I would do some styles for other people, and people would say, I want my hair done like that. So I was thinking, I'm good at hair. I'm good at this. And then the more the compliments came in, because someone would say, please take me where you had your hair done from. And then the person would say, it's at somebody's home. I kept thinking, I think I need to open a salon. So over and over again at church, just everywhere, people kept asking for the hairstyles, very simple hairstyles at that time, what people now call natural hair spring twists. Most people with natural hair, you've seen them wear those twists. But back then, in 2017, it was still a bit rare, so people didn't know where to get it done. So I kept thinking there's a potential here for business, but I'd never thought about like running since I was born. I'd never thought about it. I'd never thought about a hair care service. So I'm saying, I love this, I enjoy doing it, I'm good at it, people are asking for it. So I'm thinking there's an opportunity here. What's my problem? So I started thinking, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do a salon. I think I will do a salon. So that's where the initial idea came from, just from people saying you're good at this. And so, but also in addition to that, I realized hair was my therapy. When I was doing hair, I was happy. Didn't feel like work. I was happy to do it for free. So, should I continue?
Go ahead.
So I look around for places, and then everywhere I went, the rent was scary because I didn't have money. Actually, what happened is after employment, I got my gratuity and then invested it with someone who just disappeared.
Yes. You invested in what?
I so
Yeah.
Bambi, I don't know. I can't tell you that I understood properly, but he was dealing in maize. And then we first gave him a little bit of money to try him out because he wanted investors.
Yes.
And he gave us back with profits
Yeah.
within a week or two. And we were like, this is good. And then he told us he wanted to buy more. And this time he wanted to sell across the border to South Sudan. And he needed to buy, bigger bulk. So we're so excited.
Yeah.
We went all in. Not only that, but we encouraged our friends, which is also a sad part.
Yeah,
we encouraged our savings group, we encouraged our friends. And then we gave him the money. Then we had like a timeline. Within this date, he would have sold within this date. But what happened was no feedback. And we started to call, and it became next month, and then next month, and then we just realized that there was nothing. It was all
As a telecom, I pick something in this. As a telecom engineer, I now see you in the hair and becoming a hairpreneur. I want to see, as a telecom engineer, how did you manage, as a telecom engineer, to convince your family to be a stay-home mother?
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
For 6 good years.
Yeah.
A girl who went to school, paid
and was
school
very
fees,
smart.
Very smart, very intelligent. But here, you are in a home of Mr. Angume, and now you're plaiting hair for people in the village. I call it a village because your customers were coming from there. So how did you transit? How did you make it? How did you feel accepting to relieve yourself of a job you have worked for 5 years, the corporate job, and here you're a stay-home mother and a hairstylist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, about my parents and quitting employment was one of the hardest things.
Yes.
They didn't understand it. They didn't appreciate it. They were embarrassed by it. Yes. By the way, parents feel proud when they can tell their friends, my child, is working in this organization, So I really disappointed them a lot. And I could see that for the entire 6 years, they never got over it. They never got over it. They threatened me. They begged me. They tried to get me in interviews.
Yes.
But what happened was, because I'd worked in a very hectic, back in 2010 to 2017, telecom companies were setting up. So we had a lot of work, and it was so busy. Me, I was so busy. I used to be like in church, but on a BlackBerry responding to emails. Everything was so urgent all the time. So I just had that fatigue of high pressure from morning until evening. And I was a project manager in the company I was working for. So I was so stressed.
Yes.
So when I quit work, it was coming from a place of, this is not good for my health.
Yeah.
But also there was guilt. My baby. So for me, what I needed, the only person whose approval I really needed was my husband's.
Yeah.
Because me quitting work meant the burden on the family was greater, and now there was more, there was a baby. So, and at that time I was earning more than my husband.
Yes.
And then my job had insurance for the family, which his job didn't have at that time.
Yes.
So for me to step down
Yes.
was a very serious decision.
Yes.
For us as a family. So I needed him to say, yes, this is what I also want, so that he knew what that meant. So when he accepted, when he said, let's do this, other people cried and screamed.
Yes.
But I was like, I developed a thick skin. I'm like,
yes,
it's my choice. It's my choice. But no, it was not Kawa.
Yes.
But like I told you, when I finally decided I wanted to do hair,
yes,
I actually knew. Initially, I think I was open-minded with going back to the telecom world. It was there. I wasn't sure. But then when the passion for hair came in, I was like, oh, this is something that would continuously allow me to spend time with my children.
yeah,
So, like I said, I would look for places and ask about rent, and it was $1 million plus, and it scared me. I said, I don't have money. I'd lost all my money. I had no money. I didn't have you said you started with 100,000?
yeah,
Me, I had zero. I started with zero.
yeah,
So I'm looking at all these places and I'm thinking, I can never start a business because I cannot commit to rent of 100,000. I don't have, that capital.
yes,
Forgetting about setup and everything else. So I gave up on that dream completely. In my mind, I was like, it will never happen. Let it go back home. So it's a long story. I don't know how many details I can get into. But this one day, my sister calls me and she says, you've always wanted to start a salon. I've seen a salon for sale near home. You should check it out. And I said, oh, I'll check it out. So I go. Now, I'd always, people don't believe me, but I'd always seen salons only in malls and nice buildings. I had never seen them in budukas. I don't know where I was passing all my life.
Yeah.
But I'd never seen them.
Salons on the villages.
In these small budukas. For some reason, my brain had not been observing that. I observed that later when I went into that business. So when she said there's a salon for sale, I moved. And I went to the malls and there was no salon for sale. I literally knocked in. I went to a salon. I'm like, is this place for sale? They said no. I'm like, do you know any other? They said no. Then later she described the place and I realized it was a kaduka.
Yes, a small shop.
A very small shop, closed.
Yeah.
So I went there, called the person. They opened for me. I saw the place. It was extremely rundown. It was so rundown. It was dusty. It's like a garage that has been locked for like years.
Yes.
That's what it looked like. So there is furniture, but wires are like torn from like the equipment, and the glass display is broken. And then the couch that was as if leather covered is all torn, and the brown is. It was really. I wish I'd taken a picture of that place. It was really bad. But there's a part of me that likes rehab or refurbishing. There's something in me that likes fixing things, and I think when I saw that, something got excited.
Yes.
That you're gonna fix this. So I was like, this is interesting. So my first instinct was like, whoa, and then my second instinct was like, I could have fun here putting this together, like bringing this back to life. I remember the walls were lime green water paint and orange, brilliant orange water paint, but very dirty. Like if I tell you, and then it was like no ceiling, so you could see the mabati and then the wood.
Yeah.
And it had like all this. It was really crazy. Yeah. So I made a call. I decided I was taking the place. I liked another interesting thing about that place, by the way.
Yeah.
There was a small piece of grass at the front, and the landlady had tied a goat there.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, my kids love animals. They will love it here. Like I could just imagine them like trying to pet this goat. So everything was just fitting for me at a certain level. Yeah. Like meeting who I am and my current world. And I said, I want this place. To myself, I said, I want this place. So what I did next, because I talked to the lady, what are the prices? Do you want to know the prices? Mm-hmm. I can tell you. So she tells me, I think she said, in the beginning, I think she said 7.5 million for the place. And the landlord had told me the rent had been 250, but he was going to make it 300. 300 was not scary for me. I thought I can manage. Manage. So I needed to find 7.5 million. I don't have a cent to my name. My husband is bearing the burden of an entire family, so I know that the money at home is not there.
If I take you back to the husband, when you told me about you earning more money than your husband and being a telecom engineer, and then you're subjected into the level of being a housewife. I'm not saying housewives are low level, but in that category of our society, we feel housewives have given up their own personality into their home all the time. Mm-hmm. Was your husband, I need to find out, because we've seen so many women get jobs, when they get married, they had husbands because of inferiority complex or because of fear of competition, or maybe my wife is going to be taken away by other men. Are you a victim of that? Did you see it in your husband being insecure and say, I've married this beautiful girl. If I just let her go into the corporate engineering, whatever, the telecom engineering, the corporate world, somebody may grab my wife. Was this part of it? And yes, as a young man, I would not blame him. Probably society affected him, and he wanted to protect his wife first. And by accepting to sacrifice your job and get back in your house, are you a victim of that?
Interestingly, my husband and I went to the university University of Dar es Salaam. That's where we met. We were both on exchange program. He was doing civil engineering, I was doing telecom, but we were able to meet, in many circles as Ugandans.
Yes.
And we became very good friends at campus, and we became best friends at campus. Like you couldn't find him and not find me. We were always together. Yeah. And so we used to talk about our lives. And I told him back then at campus that one day when I get married and start a family, I want to stay home and take care of my children. I said that to him. But the reason I said that was because around that time there'd been a couple of articles of house helps that had battered people's children.
Yes.
And I was thinking, but where are the moms? Where are the parents?
Yes.
So in my mind, it had disturbed me so much. And I thought, I'll take care of my kids.
Yes.
So I'd mentioned that to him way back. So even when this conversation came up, I initiated it.
Yeah.
I said, can I please leave this world and take care of this girl, our firstborn at that time? Because it was so, people don't know, but it's so hard to go back to work after maternity leave. It was for me. You look at your baby and you're thinking, how am I going to leave this child? So when I actually went back to work after maternity leave, I made it a point to come home lunchtime every day.
Yeah.
I would drive back really fast, breastfeed the baby, run back to work, and then come back. But then the more I got back into the routine of work, the harder it became to come home at lunchtime. So I had to cancel that.
Yes.
And then even in the evening, I would try to come home as early as I could, but the longer I stayed in work, the longer I stayed at work. So I was not a good mom.
Yes.
And it was not okay with me. I was not willing to sacrifice my role as a mom for my career. My conscience was not okay with that. So I initiated that conversation, ma'am.
Yes.
But remember, we had to now survive on much less.
Yes.
I had, and you know what he did? He gave me the ATM to his account. So he would work hard, they put the money on his account, and I had the ATM with me. So I didn't need to ask him for anything because I was able to get whatever we needed. But I had him tell his friend that the quality of our lives got better when I started staying home. Because I think I used to come home stressed, angry, and still on the phone. Imagine I'm home, but I'm responding to this call. So he was thinking, what is this? But now wakawa, visitors could come and I could attend to them. So actually, he's the most person that supported me through this, and happily, but it was my choice. Other people are the ones who felt like, no, you're not going to do this.
What I learned from this, the men out there, if you're a man out there and you want your wife to be a stay-home mother, to take care of your family, I think I've learned something from Angume, the husband. Just hand over the ATM to your wife and tell your wife to keep home and take care of your children. I think an ATM is just something small. It's just a small card of your bank. Hand it over to your wife and let your wife enjoy and let her stay at the house and take care of your children. So you should appreciate Mr. Angume, even when at that time he was earning less, he said, my wife, the ATM is here. Maybe you're also a responsible wife who could spend responsibly.
Actually, no, unfortunately, no. I am not a responsible spender. I'm quite impulsive, and you want your baby to have this cat toy and that cat toy. And I used to literally drain the account. Now, what happened was he would have his money from formal employment, but he would have some side gigs. So he would use the side gigs to do his personal things, and then I would use the income to do the whole thing, and I would drain it, but he wouldn't know because he would not need money. So this one time, the salary doesn't come in time. No, that was not going to come in time because normally I would be waiting for the first of the month. I'm like, when is the money coming? When is the money coming? Then I would even check. But I'm also, I think, I don't want to be proud, but I can be generous, too generous sometimes. So if someone needs something, zwi. So I have that inclination too easily without planning properly. So this one time, he sends me a message and says, we've been informed that our salaries are going to be delayed indefinitely. There's some trouble at work, so be mindful in the way you're spending. But the salary was already finished. I had to tell him. I told him, there's no money. He said, when you say no money, like how much is there? I'm like no money, like zero. He's like, what? He's like, you're supposed to live a minimum of 100. He was so mad. 100,000. What do you mean? And he didn't know that had been the case. So no, I was not responsible. He just took a risk. I wasn't proud of myself. I got a good lecture.
Would you support a man to do that?
To lecture me? I think
No,
I deserve
supporting
it.
a man to hand over his ATM to the wife.
Yes, but I think what would have served him better was
Yeah.
if he was asking me for accountability.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Then it would have forced me to be more responsible.
wow. So Mr. Angume's weakness was he was a man who doesn't ask for accountability. But if the money goes to support your family, probably you may not need to ask. But if you choose, maybe if you have the her type, a good spender who spends by impulse, you should be able to ask for accountability.
Mm-hmm.
But again, at the end of the day, ladies are there to spend the money. So let's go back. I'm sorry to take you a little back because I want to understand your story. How did the news, how did the news get to your parents that this telecom engineer, whom we paid with our hand and money, our daughter, our girl, probably the first daughter in the family to become the telecom engineer. Here she says, I am just going to be submissive to my husband and I'm going to withdraw from work and I stay a home mother. How did your parents get that news and how did you manage as a woman? Because I know there are so many women who are going through the same. How did you manage to convince your father and your mother that please, I no longer have the income that you expected to me from me as a mother or as a daughter? Today, I have to ask for my husband. How did they get that?
I don't remember exactly how I told them, but I told them somehow. My parents have very different personalities.
Yes.
My dad is very calm, quiet. He will not say much, but he will think through and try to find a diplomatic way
Yes.
to say what he really thinks. My mom is explosive.
Yes. Trouble. Mom is Miss Trouble.
So my mom is like, no, 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 no. But you see, I told them after I had resigned and everything, you know, when there's nothing you can do about it, then now you know you have to deal with it. My mom, you know, she had some connections.
Yes.
She's like, you're going for an interview in this place. You know, I would say, I'm not going.
Yes.
My dad, when he heard about, you know, an opening that he thought was good for me, he would tell me gently, he would be like, Helen, can you consider applying for this? Be like, Daddy, I'm not looking for a job.
Yes.
And then he would keep quiet. I knew he was struggling, but he didn't push. My mom, she would call me and say, you know, for what you've studied, just giving it all up just to sit home and do nothing. I'm like, I'm not doing nothing at home. I'm actually working. So that was the first misconception, that when you're a stay-home mom or a housewife, you're at home doing nothing. I was actually busy from morning till evening. I was quite busy.
Yes.
Another thing my mom said to me was, okay, apart from find a job, she would send my friends to talk to me. My aunties, bitchy, can you talk to your friend? She's not serious. Talk to her. So people would be like, your mom told me. I'm like, it's okay, you know, whatever. Then another thing she did was threaten me. She said, you know, men can change. Right now, he's saying, he's committing to taking care of everything. What happens? And that's what I heard from probably the most people.
Yes.
Like, don't feel so secure in him. So my mom struggled with that. When all that didn't work, now she came to psychological manipulation. She was saying, you're being a burden to that young man. You're burdening him with having to take care of you, and yet you're capable. So she tried everything over and over, and it never stopped. It never stopped. Sometimes I would think, okay, she has gotten used. Then you have a family meeting and people have friends over and people are introducing themselves. This one time while the girl introducing herself, she's a lawyer and she has a business over in Words and she has 2 kids. Otherwise, she's doing what else? And my mom is like, you see? You see that?
Yeah.
She has kids. Kids are not an excuse not to work. I'm like, it never stopped. It never stopped. It was just continuous. But I told people, yes, he can change. And even if he doesn't change, he can die.
Yeah.
So I'm not even saying that, oh my goodness, he will love me forever. What if he dies tomorrow? That's a risk that I have to, to accept that could happen, and I would have to figure that out. But I also don't believe in making decisions out of fear.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like if this is the way I want to live my life now, it's what would make me happy. Me, it's not for everybody, but for me, that was really important.
Yeah.
Let me acknowledge the risk, but let me go for what I want. And if it falls apart, I think that's the business person in me, the entrepreneur in me. If it falls apart, I will know that I lived you
Yes.
know.
Unless you leave it.
Yeah.
Asking you about disappointment. Don't you think you were a disappointment to your parents
I was.
in the 6 years you stayed home? Did you look at yourself as a disappointment to your parents during that period that you stayed home as a house mother?
I was a disappointment to my parents, no question about it. I remember my dad saying, the work you're doing, any young girl who is uneducated can do, the work
Yes.
of taking
Yeah.
care of a baby.
Yes.
So I was really I know I was a disappointment to them. I was an embarrassment to them.
Yes.
They didn't have any bragging rights with their friends. But I also had a community of
Yeah.
stay-home moms
Yeah.
that I got into. It was Christian based. And this older woman just felt like, oh, you guys are stay-home moms. Let's meet together and just talk about what you guys are going through. And I realized it was a common challenge for all of us.
Yes.
You had to be sure that it's what you wanted to do and why, especially if you're doing it by choice. People understand if you've tried to find work and failed, okay, for employment and failed, they'll be patient with you.
Yeah.
But for you to choose, they don't understand that. They think, what is wrong with you? But for me, I knew what I was missing from work. It was money, maybe some of those relationships, and maybe a future in that career. That was what I was sort of stepping away from.
Yes.
But I was asking myself, what am I gaining
Yeah.
by staying home? And I was like, peace, joy. Like I felt like my mental health was back. I genuinely was happy. In fact, one of the things that someone had told me, because I asked a lot of stay-home moms that were older, what are some of the things you struggled with as a stay-home mom? They would say, I would get so lonely at home.
Yeah.
I would begin to feel like my life is not worth much. And then some of them would say that they were feeling like they were forgetting how to talk to adults because they've talked to children a lot. They're not speaking baby language. But I didn't struggle with that. I felt like I still maintained contact with adults because I used to have Bible studies at my home for campus students.
Yeah.
They stay in Chambogo. Brother, I stay in Chambogo and the university was close by. So they would come home and would discuss. I felt like I had grown up conversations.
Yes.
And then I didn't ever feel that loneliness of I'm just in my house.
Yes.
I was happy to be occupied with my baby. And I think that's when the hair things also came in. Another thing I took up was gardening. I used to do flowers in the compound and now I sell flowers as well. But in that season, it was just me enjoying my environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. When let's go back also to your workplace. This is a workplace you have worked for 5 years
Yes.
in the corporate world, but most especially in the telecom department. When your friends got news about your withdrawal, how did they accept it? I know we have friends, these
Yeah.
friends, school friends, friends we get to our workplace from our workplaces. How do they acquire the news, and how do they help you transit or even put up a fight for the young mother, not just go to be submissive from a young man who is convincing him actually, taking her off, and others say because you're earning good money, your husband is jealous and wants you off. Probably. I know you faced all those challenges. How did you handle this situation with your work environment
Yeah.
transiting to the other side?
I had different attitudes from different people. My immediate boss, who I respected a lot and who had been so kind and gracious to me through my journey, I had been sort of mentioning it over the years that I wish I could spend more time with my child. I wish I could spend more time with my child. So when I finally, by the way, I resigned a few times before I finally resigned.
Yes.
The very first time they convinced me, they deceived me because I used to be in installations, like setting up new sites, and it was up country a lot and a lot of movements. And then they told me, okay, we understand it's hectic. We shall put you in maintenance.
Yes.
Maintenance is a little bit more scheduled, more planned, so you can have a little bit of, an easy life.
Yeah.
However, no sooner had a few months gone on when they slowly put me back in the installation. But I understand. I wasn't, I understood it needed to be done. So that the stress just went back to what it was. Telecom projects used to be very short spanned. Like you get it today, you have to have delivered in the next 3 to 5 days. Will anyone die because network has been off for a few minutes, but they're like revenue.
Revenue.
Yes. Anyway. So it was, for me, it was, so I used to tell him, man, like, he knew that I was struggling with that balance. But I was a devoted employee. I really was. I can say that honestly. I remember there's a time I worked non-stop for 36 hours.
Yes.
That means all day, all night, into the next day, into the evening of the next day, non-stop. And it was just because the work needed to be done. Worried was installing, and we had to get some things in place. Was launching that around that time. So I'd worked wholeheartedly, but he knew that there was this struggle. I was wrestling with this and this, and it just wasn't fitting for me. So my immediate boss, when I finally resigned, he said, I know you're not looking for work elsewhere. You've always said you just want to take care of your child. So he gave me his blessing. He knew my heart. He said, please go take care of your family. My friends who are guys were like, because we're all kind of stressed.
Yeah.
They were like, lucky you have those kinds of options because you're a woman.
Yeah.
For us, we have to
struggle
through. We're in the struggle, paka. So for them, they were like, man, like, good for you. For us, here we are. And I also think there's just a couple of people who I felt that maybe distance themselves from me just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, people have this thing of when you're part of the office team, you're part of us. Yeah. And then when you've left,
you're out of it.
Yeah, we don't know you.
Join another club.
Yeah, I sensed that with mostly one person, really. I really sensed that. I felt like they felt like you're not good enough anymore. But most of my other friends, we maintained contact, we maintained friendships. I bumped into our biggest boss some years later. He had moved on to something else. And he told me, come on, we work. I know how you work. So anytime you want a job, just come. So the relationships with workmates were really not that bad generally.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, from a telecom engineer to a house mother, and then to a hairpreneur. Those are 3 stages you've gone through. They're amazing. And nobody could imagine that you're from telecom engineering, the house mother, and then to the hairpreneur. So when we talk about, as we dive into your hairpreneur journey, you've told us this is how you started just spreading your children's hair. Through that, you're able to pick your passion.
Yep.
Now, as you get to the place to rent, what was in your mind? To get a local salon? To take up a brand? What problem were you trying to solve by you moving from your home doing plating and shifting to get a place where you can do your hairpreneur journey? What problem were you trying to solve?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to talk like I'm pitching to anybody.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking solving a problem. I was thinking opportunity.
Yes.
Because this is something that I'm doing very easily. Yeah. And people are saying, where can I get that done? Yes. So I'm thinking, it's happening over and over again. So I'm thinking opportunities here. Yes. Me, I'm able to do this without breaking a sweat. Like I will do this while singing, while dancing. And people are saying, we want this. I'm thinking, I need to do this. Yes. So it was, people are looking for a natural hair service provider, because many of the smaller salons at that time, it was for relaxing hair. Yes, people are looking at the natural twists and they like them. Yes. So they're thinking, where can I get that done? I can't find a place to get that done. Probably they're thinking, my local stylist is not able to do that for me. Yes. Where can I get that done? I'm thinking, I need to do this. I need to open a place. Yes. So it was a clear opportunity for me, and I just felt like I need to do this.
Wow. So this case, where is your degree of the telecom engineering?
So
where is it?
Interesting.
Where is that degree?
So there is a style.
Yes.
I don't know, some of the viewers might know it.
Yes.
It's called sister locks.
Yes.
Where you have to make like a grid and section the hair precisely to get uniform squares.
Yes.
So I was doing that once, and one of my older friends visited, and she said, you're literally doing engineering in this hair.
Engineering.
Yeah. Because we use, the way I've trained my team, we have a grid, we have a piece of, like, it's like a box which is marked with squares. Yes. So they have to measure someone's scalp and section it precisely, square by square, so they get it right all the time. So engineering has come in.
Wow. Yeah. Engineering has come in, and I'm sure that we can also do different things using our education
Yes.
that we got
It's true.
by applying it in different fields. Now, when you started, tell us how, when you transited, started your business. Yes, you opened up a salon. You got the money, the little you got, and started the salon. In which period did you break even?
That's a good question.
Yes.
I remember when I started, now I was very lucky. I just got given money.
Yes.
I got a grant.
Yes.
So remember, zero money, you want to start a business. I got enough money to buy the place and set it up. I also used a lot of my free labor, my friends and family. So I didn't start with a loan, with a debt or anything. So literally in the beginning, I was just looking for money to pay rent and pay my small team, who are a team of 3, including myself at that time. A team of 3. I was doing the natural hair. There's a lady doing the braiding, and there was a gentleman doing the shaving and the relaxing. So I just needed money to manage.
Yes.
And I didn't want to pay myself. I stay a walking distance away, so it was very straightforward. So I don't feel like I'm a fair person. I don't think I'm a good measure for what it would take, what it really should have taken to break even, because starting from that place of not just feeling that freedom of not having to pay back initial investment or anything, all the capital that came in already was able to help me move forward with all the little things I needed to move forward with, as well as pay the current. So because I didn't count initial investment, I broke even, I think, in about 6 months.
Wow.
Disclaimer: initial investment not counted.
Not counted.
Just being able to.
But at least to know that
Yes.
there are customers coming into your business.
Yes.
There are customers you're working on. At least
And they are able to pay
some
back
money that is coming in.
The business is able to move forward and have a little bit.
Wow.
But Hairpreneur is not paying herself. It took me
Yes.
a while to learn that it was okay to pay myself.
Pay yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, as entrepreneurs, we always want to sacrifice everything before we think about paying for ourselves. So, you know, even our businesses, we get out airtime, fuel, all that. It's also paying ourselves, but we don't count it as payment. Now, when I got to your place, I've found so many young women. I've seen that you're involved in actually making the hair. So how did you transit through making, the natural hair for people? How did you come up to think of actually starting, actually train other women into the kind of work you're doing?
Okay. There's something interesting about the makeover place.
Yes.
If you checked with my team, about 80% of our team, I need to get the number exact, but about 80% of our team are former house helps.
Yes.
It wasn't really on purpose, but it just turned out that way. I found that the people that over the years that we've hired that have come in experienced with a culture from previous employment have struggled to fit into our culture.
Yes.
We're trying to have it more professional.
Yeah.
So we pay our taxes, even the employees pay their payee, their NSSF. We have certain rules when it comes to customer service. You cannot gossip in a salon, you cannot.
Yes.
So when a typical experienced stylist from a local salon comes in, it's too much for them. They can't deal with it.
Yeah.
They can't respect their supervisor. They just struggle. And I found that we've not retained many of them. And on the other hand, we found that the people that we trained, they came in as trainees, they've just blossomed. They're the ones that customers ask for over and over again. They're the ones who are now some of them are in our leadership, among our leadership team now. So how did we even get into training? Because in the beginning, these are good questions that you're asking me. I'm actually trying to trace my journey. In the beginning, we hired a skilled hairstylist in braiding and a skilled barber, and then it was me self-taught.
Yes.
But one thing about my personality is I'm always learning. I get bored with the same thing over and over again. So I'm always thinking, how else or what else? So that learning culture was always in the makeover place from the start. I like the challenge. When a customer brings a picture and says this, I'm like, oh, let's figure it out.
Yes.
So along the way, there was a lady, that was working in our flat. She was working for me, this first one. Let me go back to the lady who started with that. The lady that was braiding, that very first employee. She used to clean my brother's house. My brother was my neighbor. We were staying in the same flat. And then I got to know her. But she also used to kutembea with clothes. But she mentioned once, by the way, I can braid. So we took her on. Now, the lady who used to wash and clean for me at home,
Yeah.
who is now, by the way, a key member of our staff, I decided I wanted a living. I didn't want someone who comes and goes. So I told her, I have to let you go because I need someone who can stay.
Yes.
And she said, what if I can't stay? I'm like, no, you have a child, you have a home. No, I know. But then I felt bad to just let her go. So I told her, can you learn to do hair? She said, no, I can't. I've never tried it. It's not my thing. Because all she knew was housework. I told her, I can teach you, like confidently. And she was really not sure. I said, come. So I took her through, I loved her attitude. I really liked her from home, very smiling, very respectful. And then she learned to do hair and then she joined the team. So I think that sort of opened my mind to this is a skill that many young girls can pick up and can change their lives. They don't have to be so desperate. And long story short, someone will call me and say, I have this girl at home, she's so good. She mentioned once that she likes hair. Can you guys train her? And we have so many stories like that. I can't even like I wouldn't even know where to like our accountant right now, she's doing her diploma in accounting, but she was my house help at home.
Yeah, amazing.
So this is an interesting story actually. So she's at home doing housework like any maid, and then one day we're having a conversation with her. No, we are first driving, and I see Amutembeye with plastics. And she says, by the way, Auntie Helena, I used to do that work. And I'm like, you used to do that work? Tell me the story. So she said, I was in Intungamo. And then I saw this advert where they were saying we're looking for accountants, cashiers, wabichi sauce. We know that those papers.
Yeah.
And so she called the number. Anyway, long story short, they told them you'll get the jobs you applied for, but we're training you.
Yes.
So they had to do that. And she hated it. So she sort of managed to escape, and then she finds herself in my home. Okay, a friend knew that I was looking for a house help at that time, and it's a long story. So she comes home. So I'm like, so you have a certificate in accounts? She says, yes.
Yeah.
And I was asking myself, what is she doing in my house? I know it's a certificate, but what is her future in this
as a
field?
woman, as a young woman.
Yes, in this field that she has tried to even study for and get a certificate. Now, interestingly, around that time, the makeover place had started growing, and now we had a supervisor, but she was overwhelmed with managing the front desk and then the change and then balancing the book as well as supervising the work. So I thought maybe it's time to get someone to receive the money and balance the books while she focuses on customer care and supervision. So this young lady, I proposed that to her. I said, I can easily get another house help. Would you like to pursue your accounting? Would you like to go give this job a try? She said yes. And so she took on that and she did so well, so well. And right now, as we speak, she's in her second year of accounting in MTAC.
Yes.
Yes. So from house help to the makeover place, hair business, to her dreams. And now I'm thinking maybe when she's done with that, she could possibly go for her degree.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do I learn from our discussion is that not only have you tried to bring yourself better as a woman, you've tried to look around women who are also struggling to find a purpose.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you are having a strong team. You're able to identify another woman who has potential and you're able to bring them closer. I think that's character at the end of the day. Sometimes we underrate people who are in our houses. We think maybe others have not even revealed to us that they have the education that we need. But because you wanted a housemaid, they will choose to do what you want, but you've not gone ahead. There's very few actually families that even go ahead to ask, how far have you gone? How can we help you? Because in the end, we all have a time to shine.
Yeah.
And once it comes through your hands, you're also proud the mother and say, yes, I brought up some ladies out there. So that's amazing. And I must commend you on that. when we talk about the makeup, I realize that you have very good products as well.
The makeover place.
The makeover place.
Yes.
The makeover place. That's our brand is called, the makeover place. They have products that I fell in love with. And when I was looking at your products, this is a hair conditioner, I found it very interesting, especially the branding. So as you started making the hair rocks, especially the natural ones, tell us, how did you choose to go into the products? What challenges did you face? Did Because there are many products on the market. How come you chose to start making your own products?
Yeah.
And where does this journey begin from? Of you saying, yes, I am comfortable training people on how to make hair. I am able to have my business moving forward. I am able to put up a brand, a product on the market. Tell us the journey and the story of how TPMO Beauty started.
Okay.
Yes.
So we registered a business as the makeover place initially because we just thought we're going to do hair, we're going to style hair, we're going to plait hair. But remember, we have an inclination towards natural hair.
Natural hair, yes.
Natural hair products on the market were almost hard to find.
Yes.
Many of them were imported from the US, very expensive. What was available on the market was mostly made for relaxed hair.
Yes.
And remember, this is a salon where your team likes to use things liberally.
Yes.
They can't use little. The time I bought a very expensive shampoo, and I told them, you see this shampoo?
Yes.
You just need a little. In one day, the bottle was empty. I said, I can't do this. I can't.
Yes.
So I kept using the other shampoo that I was embarrassed to use. Those who know that pink shampoo that I'm talking about, some of you know it, ladies would know it. It's pink. You know it. It's color pink.
Yes.
So I was embarrassed to use that because I knew it was designed mostly for relaxed hair.
Yes.
For relaxed hair, it's actually designed for the mass market, but for relaxed hair mostly. Natural hair people are very particular about the ingredients they want in their product. So I was stressed, but I didn't know what to do because I can't afford this, but I am ashamed of this.
Yes.
So one day we're seated in a meeting and someone in our team says, why don't we make our own shampoo? She said, I studied in YMCA and they taught us how to make shampoo. And I was like, you're right. Because when I was home before opening the salon, I used to do a lot of DIY solutions for hair, conditioner and what. And I was like, yes, we should do our own shampoo. So I got a couple of contacts, had someone, a chemist, give us some ratios. He was selling the raw materials as well, but I didn't like it. We used it for a while. It was a bit different every time. I didn't like it and I didn't trust him. You know that feeling when you're with somebody? So I knew we need to figure something out. And then COVID came and then we had time. No. I'm going to tell you, by the way, the real story. So before COVID, I did some Googling and researching and I came up with a formula, which I thought was amazing. I loved it. I used it on my hair. It was beautiful. It was detangling. It was just so good. And then someone once said, I feel like a burn in my hair. Could it be the shampoo? And I'm like, no, it can't be. I have the most sensitive scalp and skin. So I was like, if it's not reacting on me, it's not reacting on anybody. So I was like, no problem. And then a couple of weeks later, someone else says the same thing. And I said, I need to look into this. So COVID strikes. But at that time, I started trying to figure out what could be the issue here, but I couldn't figure it out. So I decided to request for help from URI, Uganda Industrial Research Institute. And then I worked with a chemist there and took him through. I showed him our formula and everything. And he said, oh, I think we can adjust this. We can check the pH more closely. And a long story short, we modified the formula, the product, but it was a good product still. But we're making it just to use to wash hair. We're not planning to brand and have like a market brand or anything. So what would happen is we had a very signature peppermint oil in the shampoo. So you'd be washing a customer's hair and they would say, what's the name of this shampoo? I like it. And we'd look at each other. It has no name. I would be like, It's called the Makeover Place shampoo. So days pass, and then someone else would say, the shampoo that was used on me, where can I find it? And we're like, you can't, because it's not, when you made something like in a chidomola and
Yes.
you don't have it, like
Yeah.
you can't give it to someone. So I started thinking, there's an opportunity here for this shampoo. There is an opportunity. So I was thinking, we need to bottle it up. We need to bottle it up. So of course, what that meant was I spoke with the chemist again. He said you have to register a company.
Yeah.
Because apparently to get the UNBS and all that, you need a company registration. And then that's when now Team Up came in, because we also felt like we couldn't have a product called the Makeover Place.
Yeah.
So we had to abbreviate it to Team Up Beauty. And then we went into now the whole, let's get this standardized. Right now we actually have 9 products standardized by UNBS. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I know many people are struggling to standardize their products. Guys, it's amazing. TMOP, it's called TMOP. It's called
TMOP.
TMOP is the brand. I know you may want the brand of your hair product, but especially for those who love natural hair. Yes.
So someone should see it and not feel like I shouldn't even ask the price because I will not afford it. They should see it and go like, it's so pretty, but I think I can afford it. We wanted that balance. So we let the experts do the work, and they came up with this new branding that I think stands out much better than what we had before. I showed you a bit of what we had before.
Yeah.
So this I think if I next go to TZ for the expo, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not like USMEs. You guys are still there. Me, I've invested core, and I've moved a bit. In fact, someone told me, would your product be picked off a shelf in Dubai? It's like, I don't know. Yeah, but I that's what we're working towards. Something that we can put at the airport.
Yeah.
And someone can pick up. So I feel like we got closer to that this time around.
No, to be sincere, your products are very amazing, and I should be able to say thank you for doing what you're doing as a female entrepreneur. I'm sure many of them will be watching our podcast. So many women who are in the house who feel that, yes, for them, since the husband told them to keep at home, they can't be that innovative to make sure that they are able to do something for themselves. Now, in every business, we always expect people around us to support us. I want you to tell me with honesty, as an entrepreneur, because whenever we start business, we're always thinking of friends, our cousins, our family. Were your friends a support system of your business while starting? Be honest.
I'm going to be very honest with you.
Yes.
My friends, my family have supported 101, 110%.
Yes.
From the very start.
Yes.
From the very, very start, I told you I didn't have any savings. I'd lost it.
Yes.
And so I call my husband and I tell him, I found this place. I love it. And he tells me, do whatever you want, but don't ask me for any money.
Yes.
People say, what? That was so rude. I'm like, I was happy with that answer because he didn't say no.
Yes.
He said, it's okay, but I don't have the money to give you, basically.
Yes.
And for me, that was good enough. So my mom is my neighbor. So I said, let me pass by my mom's home on the way home. So I passed by my mom's place and I'm just talking to her. I'm like, hey, I found this place. I think I want to do this business. She says, how much is the place? I told her 7.5, but they said if I'm paying cash, they'll take, I think, 6.5. She says, I'm giving you 10 million. I want you to take it up.
Yes.
So I think because she was so fed up of me staying at home.
Yeah, she had to support.
She just felt like this girl has refused to work for the past 6 years. Now that she wants to work, let me just support her. So I had family support financially and physically. They came and they had their hair done to date.
Yeah.
My siblings, their children, my friends from far.
Yeah.
Someone can be in Gulu and they're like, I showed you my Kampala trips according to my hair appointments because you're the only ones who are going to do my hair. And an OG that I'm not seeing in how long would be like, oh, I had it. I've had a lot of support from family and friends. I would say, though, that generally, many family and friends want you to prove yourself.
Yeah, fast.
So sometimes they're thinking, especially if something is very important to them, like their hair, they're thinking, man, we love you, but do you know what you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah, do you know what you're doing? And sometimes I think they also think are you serious enough? So when you demonstrate, continue, resilience over a period of time, they're like, actually, this person is serious about this thing. We might as well
Yes.
support them. The only area they've not supported me with, and I hope they're listening,
Yes.
social media. They don't follow, they don't like, they don't comment, they don't share. That would really help.
They would share also, but you are not also good on social media.
No, I need to do better. You've challenged me.
Yes, she wants you to. She wants people to share, but you can share our content. Please share this content. If you know her, you know Helen, and maybe if you want someone, maybe a friend, just drop her the link and say, guys, watch this.
Yeah.
Maybe you're out there in the family. You'll be able also to begin something for yourself. I think this is great information with Helen. And I'm so happy for the family of Helen that you guys, you're very supportive. The friends, you're amazing. And it's also very rare, which means your friends and your family, they're rare. Because most people, when they start businesses, actually our friends don't support our businesses. They end up running away. Maybe because they are used to us as the small boys and the small girls before, they don't believe that we have the capacity to transform whatever they are doing. Now, that's amazing. Tell me, the brand is already on the market. Where do you envision the brand in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I want to be able to say, Kwetolola Africa yona. You know how people say Kwetolola Uganda yona?
Yeah.
I want, someone to say, I'm in Nigeria and I love using Timo product. It's my number one natural hair care brand.
Yes.
So I would like to see more of that. We have some good reviews from Nairobi.
Yes.
And they're saying we need to have this more accessible here. It's really good for us right now.
Yes.
Good enough, I have those saved somewhere, but I want to take Africa
as a whole.
Yeah.
In the next 5 years.
Yes, because these products are for African textured hair
Well, that's amazing. Guys, support Helen. Support her business. If you have the natural hair and you want the right products, she's the boss. She's the person behind Team OP.
TMOP. Yeah.
Team OP is
the makeover place.
The makeover place. Where did you begin that name from? Why did you choose the makeover place? Why the makeover place, not any other name?
I think I like the fact that it's a bit abstract.
Yes.
When you think of the makeover place, it's almost limitless.
Yes.
What you could do with that.
Yes.
So when people think of a makeover, they're thinking, I'm going to walk in ugly and walk out pretty.
Yes.
I'm going to walk out feeling different in some way. So we're thinking the same thing for a salon or a hair care brand, so that we have it in people's minds that this is something that is going to, or this is a place, or this is a product that is going to somehow change the way you've been. It's going to sort of flip something. But some customers,
you enter ugly, you come out beautiful. So,
but some customers will call and say, "Hello, is this the makeover palace?" And we're like, "It's okay, we'll take that as well."
As well.
Yeah, but it's the makeover place.
So where you enter ugly
and live pretty.
And live pretty.
So they say real beauty comes from the inside.
Absolutely.
Now, for us to say real beauty comes from inside the makeover place.
The makeover place. Yeah. Guys, the makeover place is just right next to the Kabaka or the King's Farm in Kireka. Chambogo. Yeah. Below Chambogo is where the place is. The road is called the East African Road. The East African Road. Guys, you need to experience this place yourself. And if you have a son, a daughter, or you have somebody you want to support coming to learn, she does trainings for the house mothers. Don't just keep house at the home. Tell your husband to sponsor you. Come into this place and be able to learn on how to do this. And in this case, I'm going to ask you, we're going to offer two ladies out there that would want to write below this podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok. If you're the first to write, give us the reasons why you want an offer from the makeover place. If you want an offer from the makeover place, please write to us and tell us the reason why you want to be chosen to be given a training of actually 4 months, because I have been told 2 months training and then
3 months training, 2 months internship.
Wow, 3 months training and also
And 2 months hands-on in the salon.
hands-on in the salon.
Mm.
People would want to know how much, if somebody wants to come, a husband wants to sponsor the wife, somebody wants to sponsor a girl child, how much would I spend coming to be trained fully that in 5 months I'm able to open up myself?
Yeah.
Tell us.
So for the normal market, we actually don't overhype. It's
Yes.
650,000, 650,000 Ugandan shillings for that 5 months.
Wow.
And just as you've said, within those 5 months,
Yes,
you're good to go. You're good to go. We even give extra support beyond. So if people give us their goals as they come, some people will say, I want to get a job as a hairstylist. Some people will say, I want to start my own business.
yes.
So for the ones who have stated that they want to start their own businesses, they have extra sessions with me. I take them through some ideas, some kind of mentorship for what to look out for, looking for a place and how to set up and where to find things. So there is extra support for people that have gone through our system. We really want to see people do better, whichever district they're going back to. We try to give all the support necessary so when they are done, they are good to go.
How about this, Helen? If somebody is out there and wants to have you as their consultant, and somebody says, Helen, maybe I'm going to pay for your service. I would like to come and talk to you, show me on how to begin my business or my salon business, and I'll pay for your service. I know it shouldn't be a free service. Are you ready to do that for somebody watching and would want also to do that?
Yeah, I'm ready to do that. I should do that. Yes. I feel like for me personally, the things I've gone through, I've had to learn painfully.
Yes.
Painfully, step by step.
Yes.
And if there was someone that I could have talked to, I could have moved way faster and lost less money along the way. It's very helpful. Yes.
Wow.
And I would encourage this for all kinds of businesses. If you can find a mentor or someone that is really, can sit down with you and take you through, you'll save yourself a lot of pain.
Wow. Guys, you can have your passion. Sometimes we sit on our passion. But guess what? A telecom engineer who became a house mother and again became a hairpreneur. It's the journey we've been bringing you. It's the story we've been telling you. Sometimes you see businesses, you see brands out there, but you do not know that there is a story behind. And in that story is where we find thriving and also consistency. We don't give up as entrepreneurs. And again, entrepreneurs never stop learning. Every day we come and learn. When I came to her, there's so much she has learned from me. There's something that I've also told her to improve. She's also on the journey of improvement. If you're out there, do not sit and be complacent. Just know that every day is learning. Talk to the woman. Talk to the house mother. Talk to the husband. Two people in short time. A husband who is keeping the wife home and doesn't want the wife to get out and work. And then also talk to the woman on how best they can utilize their 5-10 years at home.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting question. Let me use that word. I'll start with the woman because I've been there, so I know exactly what that is. I think my time at home was a blessing because that state of rest allowed me to discover who I was without pressure and figure out what I wanted to do. I found my passion. In fact, on my worst day at work, I asked myself, what would I rather be doing? And I'm like, this is it. This is what I want. This is what I would rather be doing any day, no matter how hard it gets. But I was only able to have that clarity and to discover that because I was away from all the daily of corporate. So utilize that time at home to figure out what you really care about. I wouldn't advise you to start a business thinking about where the most money is going to come from, because the fact is the most money can come from anything as long as you do it excellently. And you're more likely going to do it excellently if it's you, if it's truly you. And another thing I would say is don't be afraid of, everybody's already doing that. So I don't want to just, do something that everybody else is doing. Still, you can do it your way. So if I was to sit back and say, but there's salons there. No, there is no salon like the makeover place. There is no one like me. There's no one like Helen. So Helen's salon will always have a certain vibe about it that will always be different. So use this rest time, use this time to ask yourself the genuine questions. What do I really enjoy? Like genuinely, ask yourself, Jano, what do I enjoy? And what do I care about for real? Like what do I really, really, really care about? I was able to discover that I actually care about seeing people progress. It makes me feel like I've had an impact. So I was able to incorporate that in my business, and now I feel like I'm living in my perfect space of creating this amazing thing that is, you know, growing, but at the same time having impact in that sense. So find out what makes you feel fulfilled. Find out what you do well. Find out what makes you feel fulfilled, and then begin to allow yourself to, to think outside the box. Interestingly, I've told people I fear looking so much at other salons or other businesses just like mine because I don't want to be just like them. So I just glance there because Mnanga, you have to know, who you're at war with. I just glance there, but I don't spend too much time trying to understand them because I don't want to not know what's different. Like I want to still be, I want to be raw-ish. I want to think fresh. I want to be different, and I feel like that is the only way to really stand out and go far. So don't be afraid of your dreams. Don't be afraid of who you are. Bring it into whatever your dream is. Allow yourself to be yourself. Bring it into whatever your dream is, and it's okay to start small. I believe in miracles.
Yeah.
I do believe in miracles because, guys, I told you, I was looking for places without a cent. Can you imagine looking for places where you don't have any money? But still, there are many businesses you could even start right at home with very little. But for my case, I wanted a place and I didn't have money, and dreams come true. Here we are. And the story, by the way, if I took you through how we moved from one level to the next, you would be amazed because it was one miracle after the other. So I think there is a blessing in faith. Those who take a step of faith will be the ones that will go far. Don't be afraid. Someone used to tell me, don't be afraid to be great. And I was like, who would be afraid to be great? But it's true. Sometimes we are afraid that we might be great.
Yeah.
So we fear ourselves. Don't fear yourself. Allow yourself to think, allow yourself to create, allow yourself to shine. That's my message to the stay-home mom. But for whatever reason, you've chosen to stay home, honestly, you stick with it because the world is not going to understand.
Yeah.
The world doesn't respect stay-home moms. Me, I was not respected as a stay-home mom. I would go for a meeting and they're listening to me. As soon as I say what I do, the heads turn. I'll be like, I'm still the same person you were listening to before.
Yeah.
The world has no respect for people in that position. They someone once told me, you've been home for 6 years and I just gave away jobs for engineers. And I was thinking, I don't want your job. Anyway, ask yourself why you're doing it. Don't expect affirmation from anyone. Don't expect, people to appreciate you, for whatever sacrifice you think you're making for your family. But if it's working for you, do it. But if you have those dreams of business, start on them. Do them, refine them. I mentioned earlier, one of the things I did while I was at home was flowers. And then when I opened a shop, I have a cosmetics shop, I put the flowers as decor just for the shop. I didn't tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
And then the customers would say, I want to buy the plant as well. And I'm thinking, focus on the product.
Yeah.
The plant is decor.
Yeah.
But when they kept asking, I have an ear for repeated things. I see the opportunity. So when they kept asking and I kept saying, no, the plants are not for sale. Then one day a customer said to the lady at the shop, if she didn't want to sell it, let her tell me where she bought it from. I said, I got the vase from my kitchen. I got the plant from my flower garden. I put it in the vase myself. So I can't even tell her where I bought it from. Then I realized this is an opportunity. Yeah. So I started selling plants. Yeah. So whatever it is that you're doing at home, you'll be surprised at how it will feed into the future when you're ready to do your business. So just keep doing your thing. But if I were to give you the main advice I would give you is whatever business you're doing, please let it be your passion and your strength. Yes. Then you will enjoy it. To the men who are making the husband,
yes,
guys, the husbands are not making. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if anyone's husband is making them stay home. Yeah. But if you're a man, don't make your wife stay home. Let it be her choice.
Yes.
I think it would be a good choice. But every time you force it on someone, even if it's good, they might resent it.
Yes.
Or they might feel a certain type of way.
Yes.
Like my son likes to say, I was going to do it, but when they tell me to do it, now I don't want to do it. That kind of thing. So I wouldn't encourage anyone to tell their wife, stay home.
Yes.
I would leave that decision as much as possible to the wife. Let her be the one to say, I think this would work for us. But also don't just allow, if you think that it will be a problem either for the family's finance or whatever, then maybe you can advise against it as the man of the house. But I think many women, no, let me not say. I was going to say many women would enjoy that privilege of being able to stay home, but I also know many women that are so enjoying, that really enjoy the corporate world, enjoy the career life. So I can't even put women in a box in that regard. Some of them really enjoy the corporate world and they're able to take care of their children at the same time. Their homes are in order. So I don't know, but let it be the woman's choice. Please don't force her. But you'll be surprised that some educated women with careers would prefer to stay home. So if they prefer that option, please allow them.
Yes. If they prefer that option, the men allow your wives to stay home. But it is simple. Hand over that ATM that you have and let your wife be able to use the money or the salary to take care of the family. Her story is simple. The husband, even when she earned more money than her husband, the husband took a decision, even the little he used to earn many years back, he was a young man, he handed over his ATM to Hellen for Hellen to manage her home. It's for few men who can do this, because most men are always hiding, even the ATM. Some men, even when they are entering their houses, they actually hide the small change below their car seats. For women who are looking for the men's money, when he go to his car and then get out that carpet of the car, some men hide their money down there. So if you're looking for his money, check below that car.
Yeah, but you know what? It is so hard, even if your husband is kind, to have to ask for money all the time.
So
to solve some money for this, it feels small, it feels undignified.
So the best way to solve this matter, you encourage the men to hand over the ATM, please.
Or they give you the money before you ask for it. They just say,
hand over the money before the woman asks you for the money, or just to avoid disturbance all the time, hand over that ATM that you have for your money to spend. I have learned something. I'm also going to start handing over my ATM from today onwards. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure, and it's my pleasure hosting the entrepreneurs out there. If you're an entrepreneur and you have a very good story, or you want to encourage the woman out there, contact me and I'll be able to bring out your story and also showcase what you have done to the world. You've seen what Hellen has done, but she has not done it alone. There are people behind her, her family, the husband, Mr. Angume. You've done the greatest, and I've learned something from you as a young man, handing over the ATM to your wife. And you see what you did how many years ago? Your wife is proud of it. And many men will learn a thing or two. And of course, I know there are those who say it's foolish for a man to hand over the ATM to the wife.
It's risky.
It's risky, actually. But again, test her. If she misuses it, withdraw it from her. But I think it was a good gesture to make you comfortable, even when the money was not much. But at least you knew that your husband's salary comes in and it takes care of the family.
And to encourage the men, if the woman is able to see the actual income, she will ask for less.
Yes, she will ask
because sometimes we assume that you have so much money.
Yeah,
so
because we're always pretending that we have the money.
Yeah, and we're comparing ourselves with other women, and we're asking you for all these things. But when I have that visibility, I control my.
But it's where the man wants to have his private spending, and you are encroaching on his private spending.
He goes to his side hustle, auntie, and gets.
He gets the money from his side hustle to spend in private hustle.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. It's a pleasure, and I feel very honored having her, and I am happy that you are able to give us some time off your busy schedule to come and share your story. So it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Hellen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our viewers, and keep on and share our content out there. Thank you.